I mean, look what you just hit. You don't think the market's rigged now? When I said 1250 gets you what? 15? Look what it just did. You don't think it's programmed, people? Look where what is now. Where do you think what's going? 2250. But did you just see what the bird did? The bird is the word, right? I mean, I don't know how many times I could show you the market's rigged, right? So it's about staying in it. Sometimes it makes it difficult. Like when I got in late, by the way, what's up, Internet? We're talking about this bird trade. But before we go any further, you guys understand that I called the short trade of the entire year from the date it started happen to the day it would end. Got short, covered my shorts on March 31st and April 1st. Got long 597.50 on the Qs, and we've been long ever since because the market never goes down. Now you get it, I think, finally, right? So when you saw Goldman Sachs down 35 points on earnings, you said to yourself, oh my God, I have to buy that. And then it broke VWAP. And then it went up 40 points. And we sold that. We turned it into a swing trade. Finally sold that today. Oracle. But let's talk about the bird is the word. You guys know about the stock? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. It's a pump and dump, worthless piece of shit. The best stocks to ever trade, right? The shittier, the most awful, dirtiest, dungiest, grossest stocks are the ones that rip. That's why we're liking this what trade, by the way. So the bird, right? Garbage. Terrible IPO, worthless piece of garbage, reverse split in there somewhere, I believe, right? Just absolute trash. There's the reverse split, 1 for 20. Garbage. But the way the game works, the scam works, is that they do a reverse split. They take shares out of the float, making it more susceptible to the squeeze. Then what happens? Then they create a fake news story with keywords. In this case, they did financing, shift to AI, infrastructure. Boom. There you go. The fuse is lit. The short squeeze begins. And then once the short squeeze begins, it's back to the programming of the market. 5 gets you 750, 750 gets you 10. 10 gets you 1250. Have a nice day. I got stopped out at 10. And then what happens? You could revisit because it faux show bro right at 1050. And then it rips to the 1250. What does 1250 get you? What does 1250 get you? What does 1250 get you, guy in the back? 1250 gets you 15 as it hits it to the penny because the market's rigged. It's pre-programmed. That's why we held the Qs this whole time, because the Qs, as I was explaining to you yesterday, told us where it was going to go because it printed it a day in advance. Yesterday's print continued the next day, and we went there, and that's where you found resistance. Then we still closed above that. And where are we going? We have to go now to what? 530. What does 530 get you, guy in the back? 530 gets you 532.50. What does 532.50 get you? Exactly. 535. What's 535 get you? All-time highs in a market that you thought this time was different. And you thought that we were actually going to stay down. And you thought that this time was different because of the guy that on the internet or the TV show where he tried to explain to you how the price of oil is going to ruin the economy and we're going to go into a recession. You should sell stocks. Or you listen to Mark Chalkin, who told you that he's the only one who knows when the tech wreck's going to happen. And he's been saying that for the last 2.5 years. He's wrong. Everybody's wrong. And I hate to admit Tom Lee's right. But Tom Lee's always right because the market never goes down. And there's your what trade. So if you're in it at $20, I said you're going to get $22.50 today. Now you sell some here. Don't sell it all. It's going to 80. Just like this Allbirds just broke 15. And just like the Qs are not going down. We don't go down anymore. They flipped the switch on March 31st. Power gap. Power gap on Tuesday. Power gap Thursday. 3 power gaps in less than 365 days of trading. Never seen it before. Bull market intact always. We never go down. You starting to see the concepts now? You get the idea that I was so savvy and skilled at this that I was able to take advantage of the one sell-off that you're probably going to see for the next 3.5 years. Nailed it. February 5th to March 31st. That's all you're going to get. That's all you're ever going to get. Now that the market sold off for a whole month and a half, we're good. And when I told you, wait till you see how quickly we make back all of it and then some, because that's how it works. It's not about the market. It's not about earnings, AI, quantum, chips. It's not about any of that. That's the cover story. The market would be doing exactly what it would be doing right now. Well, what about the bubble? What about the war? What about the president? Oh, the midterm elections? How about inflation? What about stagflation? Oh, I was worried about the interest rates not being cut. Nobody cares. None of that matters. They flip the switch, we go up. And now nothing matters. Like the bird is the word. 15 gets you what? 1750. Where are the Qs going? 635. Then all-time highs. It's not about what you think. It's what is happening. And there's your 1750 on the out and the bird is the word now. Only hit 1742, Kenny. So, like I was explaining to you while the market was going down, once we turn, you'll understand the concept of shorting is short-lived and they're going to die, not us. I haven't changed my tune once. From March 31st, I told you it was over. The selling was over. The bottom was in. When 2 days later, it was confirmed. And we've been ripping ever since. Don't get in its way. Crush the non-believers. There's a reason I'm the best trader that's ever lived. It's because I've been destroyed to the point where most people would never have been able to come back from. Destroyed. And I finally learned my lesson in blood. I know what bottoms look like. I know the attitude. I know the sayings that they use on the internet. I know what the posturing, the verbiage, the language, the subtle body language. It was all right there. Right to the point where they brought the analyst on to talk about how the higher price oil was going to ruin the economy and how we were going to go into a stagflation, recessionary environment. Thank you. It's like every year, month, decade, millennia repeats itself. It's never different. The only thing that'll ever keep the United States stock market down is full-blown nuclear war on our soil, and then we don't have Patrick Swayze and his friends to come to a rescue out of the mountains. Wolverines! Good luck! Good luck standing in its way as we're ripping. This ain't nothing new. I've been this bullish since March 31st. Giving you Oracle, Goldman Sachs, Coinbase, Hood, Qs. Now you got the what? What? You're still debating about what's going to happen with the what? Well, now you're up 22%. What? There's the bird, 1750. There you go. You're getting in the way. Get in the way of this stock. Come on, they're an AI scooter company that makes no money, hemorrhaging cash, and the CEO has actually been indicted. Come on, pile in, baby. It's where you want to be. But this what trade, if you don't know about what, let me reintroduce you to what. Pump and dump garbage. You love it already, right? Pump and dump garbage. It's been the theme since COVID. Pump and dump garbage. Look at this pump and dump. Garbage. Awful. Has been. Andy Dufresne, reverse split, coming out of the Andy Dufresne pattern. What happens in a bull market when you come out of Andy Dufresne? Does your stock just go up 10%? Does it go up 20%? No, it goes 3 billion% in your dumb faces. So look at this chart. Here's your yearly. You just made it back to yearly. You just ass cracked and Kardashian bottomed over 1450. Look at this one. Now you stretch it out to 2 years. Oh my freaking God. You're over a 2-year VWAP. By the way, bird's at 1875 now. So now you got Andy Dufresne, Kardashian bottom 1, Kardashian bottom 2. Kind of looks like something like Carvana, doesn't it? Yes. I don't think it's going to be the same kind of result, but you're going to get in the way of this stock about to break out of an Andy Dufresne and a consolidation and a multi-year VWAP break. Good luck. Because the shorters, they see a stock that's gone from 4 to 20. And they're like, oh, well, this thing's a piece of shit. I'm going to go short it. Good. And those are the people that we're going to get paid from, because they're going to be staying short. They're going to probably short more tomorrow when this thing's breaking 30. Oh, I'll just short more. Hopefully it goes down tomorrow. And then it's at 50. And then the next target is generally around 29 bucks. If this stock breaks 29 bucks, you're got 33.75. And now look at this. Sorry, 35.88. Right? And if you get over 35.88, and I'm not saying any of this is going to happen. It's already a good trade. You're up 2 points. But this is how you find ridiculous trades. Look at the 10-year chart on this thing. 10 years on a weekly basis. Just put it. Obviously, I don't think it's going to 281, but let's scrunch it back to the 5-year, right? You get through that you get anywhere near 29, you're definitely going to 35.88. But then you're in this zone over here. And the top of that's 43 bucks. It's worth a 2-point risk for a stock that could possibly tack on 60 points from here. Anyway, that's what. It's my new addition to the family today. And let me just repeat, I'm still long the Qs. You're never getting them from unless the market crashes seriously at this point. And you know that's not going to happen. But if you're still swinging the Qs, yesterday's anomaly print is one of your stops, right? But if you're still swinging the Qs, and I hope you are, and I hope for at least you're not shorting, right? There's zero reason to get in its way. You know where we're going. All-time highs. It's already in the program. You just got to wait. So now, if you're dying to sell, that one pullback is your closest stop. The VWAP is the second closest. And the third is way down here, which is basically the price from where we broke out from of the anomaly print from 3 days ago. So that's what you're looking at. So 3 days on a 5-minute chart. Put it all together. There it is. You ain't selling Qs. You ain't even thinking about selling unless they're at 635. If you're in from 597, you ain't even worried about the 530.57. You're looking at multi-day VWAP as your first line of defense, which is, look at the multi-day, 526.61. Remember that, how important that price was? Yes, there it is. Yes. And another gentle reminder, if anybody's in the hood trade, which I sadly sold and never bought it back. I was in it long this morning because it's one of my favorite swing trades, and I'm not long anymore. Hood, Coinbase. Remember? Hood, Coinbase, they go together. We're always trading them together. Held the Hood, held the Coinbase, not in either one of them. Held the Oracle, really nice trade. But now this is a typical reminder. You can get some selling. Remember, the people that bought Hood with me a couple of days ago, hey, you know what? It's $84. Let's cash out. They cashed out. They get the weak hands or the Johnny-come-lately longs who just want to get out. And then the market reveals itself. Oh, we're not going down. Fake them out, shake them out. Brand new reason to get involved in Hood. And you get 3 points out of it. So when you're trading a stock like Bird, same kind of thing. I could have bought it back. I stink, right? That's me. Because I got in late. Hey, made 20% of my money. I put $10 stop. I get out at $9.92, the worst freaking print. Goes down another 30 cents after I got out, feeling good about myself for about 13 seconds. Next thing you know, it's right above that price. I got faux showed. What can I do? But I could have done something by buying it back at 11. I saw what happened. Take them out, shake them out. I got shook out. And then it came right back. So when you see that, like, oh, I just got fucked. Maybe I should buy it back with a limited risk. And look what it's turned into. So, it really is incredible, actually. That's me selling it like a schmuck. But you know what? Felt good at the time. And I could have bought it back 3 different times already, especially when it broke 15. Because 15 gets you 1750. 1750 gets you 20. Still not at 20. Sick. It's just so sick. Once you get market mechanics, you could trade any of this dog shit. Watt, Bird, Hughes, Morgan Stanley. And if you guys are just joining us, that Morgan Stanley, waste. But you know what? We made money on it. Complete waste of about an hour of my life. But it ripped higher. I was like, ooh, those are all the shorts at the open getting their asses kicked. Now we could come in and get short with a reasonable stop. We shorted it here, 192.75, using the 193 and the 194.50 as our outs. We got the VWAP retrace, covered some there. We got down to the 190 area, covered, and then we covered some more there. And then I gave it to 92.50, and they got me. And it really hasn't done much, but I'm thinking about maybe shorting it again, limited risk. But then again, do I want to short anything? Not really. Market never goes down anymore. So if you're long the Qs, right, stay long the Qs. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed except the fact that you might be delusional or less delusional now. Because I haven't changed my tune since March 31st. I told you the bottom was in. I told you exactly where we were going to go. And I said how surprised we're all going to be when we're at all-time highs in probably 3 weeks. You're not going to believe it even when we're there. And here we are. I can't believe it. And I've lived it. I still can't believe it happened this way, even though I knew it was going to happen. I can't believe it because it makes 0 sense to recover. I get it. 555 back to 587. That's a reasonable bounce area. What happened to resistance? What happened to the overall the bear market that looked like it was getting started in February? What happened to all the selling? What happened to all the Microsoft naysayers? What happened to the Nvidia? What happened to Mark Chalkin? What happened to everybody who was talking about the bubble? What happened? Where'd they all go? Remember, the market was weak before what you thought the war was doing to the market. We were already selling off. So where'd everybody go? So now the war hasn't ended. Nothing's gotten better. If anything, society has gotten decidedly worse. Nothing's changed, right? We've just developed more enemies and more animosity around the world. Good, great. By the way, that doesn't really change. Nobody likes America. It's not like that's different now. Everybody hates us. The same people that hated us before hate us again. But none of that matters because on March 31st, they flipped the switch. Time to go up. Time to go up. You want to sit there delusional about it, or you want to enjoy it and make as much money as you humanly possibly can by following my lead? I know more about this than anybody on earth, especially because I spent 3 years getting my ass kicked in a market that is broken. It doesn't stay down. There isn't a bear market built into it anymore. It doesn't exist. Faux show, bro, V bottom away from a brand new bull market starting every single time, especially when they start talking about how this time might be different. It's never different. You'll know when it's different because your house is being annihilated in a nuclear blast. And the last thing you care about is where Bird is going to be by this afternoon. So you understand the concept when you say, where do I think something's going? I don't know. It's going to go up forever. But you're going to sell it if it breaks levels on the downside, right? Just like this bird. Where do I think it's going? 100. But I probably would suggest don't own it if it breaks back under 1750. Right? Because now that it broke 20, you got to think it's going to $50. Not kidding. Not kidding. Pump and dumps, when they get past the 1250 and the 15 and the 20, that's when they start tacking on 5-point increments. And they start ripping in 5-point increments. And next thing you know, it's at 35, and you're thinking, wow, we're only 15 points away from 50. Exactly. And then we're at 50, and the stock goes to 80, and you're sitting there going, wait a minute, wasn't the stock $7 about an hour ago? Yes. Yes, it was. And what you're seeing in Bird is what I hope happens in what? What? Because this is a piece of shit stock that's having a little bit of a comeback right now. And by the way, Bird, right? What'd you get? Did 20 just get you 22.50? What's happening? I'm not sure. Is the market rigged? What did 20 just get you? Did it get you 22.50 to the penny? Did it hit it to the penny? You, guy in the back. You get it now? Market's rigged. Right? 12.50 gets you 15. 15 gets you 17.50. 17.50 gets you 20. 20 gets you what? 20 gets you what? 20 gets you what? 22.50 to the penny. Do you see how it hit it to the penny? To the penny. To the freaking penny. You see how it's programmed? The market's programmed. It's all programmed in. The market already knows what's going to do, not just today, next week, for the next 18 months to 2 years. And the program is up, baby! Every stock to 1,000. Can't stop it. But ladies and gentlemen, if you're dying to sell, and I am too, just raise your stops. You want to get out of this bird, put your stop at 20. You want to get out of this queue, 631.11. You want to get out of what? $20. You want to get out of Oracle, 167.50. You want to get out of Goldman Sachs? Well, you just got out of Goldman Sachs because it went down, right? So that's why you sell. See, it's a very simple concept. Hey, when did we sell this Goldman Sachs? I don't know, just broke VWAP. How about now? Right? It's a very simple concept. Hey, when do we sell this Goldman Sachs? It's been a pretty good trade. Oh, VWAP breaks, sell it. You just saved yourself 20 points. Right? So it's the same thing. Where do I think the Qs are going? I think they're going to 535, 635 today. But if they break this price, sell it. By the way, here's another dog shit stock coming back from the dead, Groupon. You want to see a disgusting looking chart? Here. Remember we were shorting the stock and we were getting squeezed? Well, it might be on the cusp of another one. How about that bird trade, huh? Yeah. Yeah, you like me now. But this what's going to dwarf. When this thing starts going past 25, when it gets into the 30s, it's going to make what Bird did like a fart in the wind. When you're going to be watching Watt be trading in 30-point increments in a couple of days. When this thing's flirting with 120 and you can't believe it. Because right now, take the feeling you're feeling right now about Bird. You can't believe it, right? You can't believe it. We were just in the stock at $7.50. It's at $23. This is a stock, not an option. Not a game, not a game. You're talking about practice. You're talking about 820% return, Holmes. You're talking about short squeezes. You're talking about a market that never goes down. You're talking about practice. Practice. You want to short something, you wait for them to actually start going down. And then give you permission by testing VWAP from underneath and then rolling over, and then you get short. None of that's happening right now. So I got a question. And a lot of your questions are good questions, but irrelevant. We try to make as much money as humanly possible every single moment we're alive. That's the goal. Sometimes you have what's called a daily payday that you're trying to make. Right now, every day I'm set to try to make as much money as humanly possible. Whatever the trade gives to me. That's it. That's the goal. Okay. Second question. I have understood the concept of trading. However, I'm able to understand how many trades you should take during the day. You should take as many trades as they set up, right? As many trades as you can take, but you don't need to be running around from trade to trade. The QQQ trade is still on, right? Nothing's changed. So that's still just one trade, right? Still long the Qs until further notice, right? Still one trade. The Morgan Stanley, right? It happened, made a little bit of money. I could have revisited the same exact trade to $93. You know, again, actually, it's the same exact trade. Not interested this time because it was a pain in the ass the first time. Why go back to something that was such a pain in the ass, right? So generally, each day you'll have a couple of earnings plays. I'll introduce you to a couple of Watson birds from time to time. And then there's a point where it's usually the time of the day. Most of the trades are going to happen between the 8 a.m. 9:15. That's the pre-market window that I like. Earnings reports, usually the pump and dumps, 8:15, 8 o'clock. Let's call it 7:30. 7:30 in the morning till about 9:15. Why 9:15? Because between 9:15 and 9:30, I generally want to start getting out of what I'm in because we're headed to the open. And at the open, you usually have a candle such as the Morgan Stanley, very hard to predict. So then comes the open. You could either be fading the open, but generally, if you're a rookie at this, stay away from trading the open, right? In the Morgan Stanley, you waited 4 minutes. I was looking for a short, waited the whole 6 minutes to get involved. Tries to rally, starts to roll. I get involved because now I could identify my risk, got paid, and the trade is done. And then again, it's the same exact trade right here. This is exactly what happened. I avoided getting squeezed. And I was like, ooh, good. Now let me short it, use these highs, got paid, got out. And then it went back to the price where I shorted in the first place. And this is what we call a revisit. So if you're so inclined, it's not a bad trade. It's just not what I was hoping for a lot more. But if you short at 193.50 and you're only risking $1 and you get paid $2, that ain't bad. You know, 300 shares, $600. And there's a point where, yeah, there's a point where you're like, okay, I'm up $500-600 for the day, 1,000-2,000 for the day. Usually it's the time of the day. Most of your great trades are going to happen 8 a.m., 9:15. Obviously, the open is for professionals. Let's avoid the open. Let's call it then 9:45 to noon, which is where we're in right now, the best time to be trading. And then we consolidate gains. Generally, bull markets start to consolidate around 12:15. You get into what's called bullish consolidation chop, which is what we're going to go into now probably. And we maybe the bottom of that pullback to the top right here. For all we know is that's the top of the day. Now we're going to go sideways. We go sideways for an extended period of time. Sure, you could trade this range that forms. Solid's pretty good at trading the midday tight ranges. I like the bigger moves. But if the consolidation leads to a breakout, we go higher. The consolidation leads to a breakdown, we go lower. So if we consolidate and we go sideways, let's say between 12 and let's say 3 o'clock, and we do stay in that range, the VWAP's coming up to the bottom of the range. Then if you actually have a breakdown at 3, usually 3 o'clock is a real move. The idea is if we are sideways and we break down at 3, past the VWAP, chances are we're going to go down. Most of the time, we're going to consolidate and rally into the close because we're in a market that doesn't go down. And that's where we're at. You know, and it's another day in the books. And the size of positions you put on, that's up to you. I'm just here to identify risk, right? If something's a risk of $1 and you put 1,000 shares on, that's $1,000 risk. If you're not in the business of risking $1,000 and you do 200 shares where you're risking $200, the concept is I'm trying to give you the risk reward. So here's where you're buying it, why you're buying it. If it's wrong, you're going to lose this amount, not dollar amount, the amount on the trade. So then you can take the size accordingly. You understand? Let's ask you now, what's my income goal each week? As much money as humanly possible. Where are you getting stuck? What is the ideal time to start trading? Is it 1 hour before the market starts or right when the market starts? I'm mostly stuck in allocating position, money management, plotting charts the way you've done. How could I get the chart set up to follow better than account size and goal? Has ever far from proof from jargon. Most people are getting stuck on whether or not the trade is still on or not. So somebody asked me, so what are we doing with the Qs here? I said, I'm still long. I definitely think they're still going up. So therefore, it's still a buy. And obviously, it was still a buy. And if you asked me 20 minutes ago, I'm still long. I think they're going to 635. They're still a buy. The risk is 2 points now. And I mean this. These are now generational lows. Every pullback that holds the breakout area like this just did, now that's new generational lows. Right? What I mean is you might not ever see the market pulling back to this point. I know that's kind of far-fetched, right? We probably will get a 2-point pullback at some point. But we haven't stopped going up yet. Why would you think we're going down? We haven't stopped going up, and we're not stopping. We haven't got to the crushing the short stage. Only half of them have covered maybe 30%. We haven't even got to the fear of missing out bulls who come along for the ride that are still waiting on the sidelines because they only buy when they think the coast is clear, whatever the hell that means. The coast was clear on March 31st. And the reason I've been telling you there's no chance the market could go down is that we power gapped, and that traps the shorts. So every time the market pulls back, the smart ones take advantage of those pullbacks to cover. And the smart buy on dippers, they've been out here, again, they've been, hopefully didn't wait till today to start buying. But you understand? Don't short. The only thing you're shorting is fades of gapped up stocks that are breaking VWAP. That ain't happening here on the Qs, right? Morgan Stanley, yes. You want to short something? There it is, right? Gapped up on earnings, rolled over, VWAP break, reason to short, reason to cover. Gets back to that upper level, can't get anything going on the upside. Decent reason to short, gets back to the VWAP you're covering, couldn't hold VWAP, testing from underneath. Still a short. Right? So there's reasons to short. This year, we started out with a lot of reasons to short, and now that's over. There's a concept called shorting is short-lived and you're going to die. There's a reason. It's such a drastic, cutting reminder. Because if you remain short for any extended period of time, you're just not going to lose your money. You're going to lose your mind. And you're going to get beat. And you're going to be losing money. And you're going to lose your mind. because not only are you now losing money in a market that never goes down, you're losing money in a market that never goes down, and you knew better and you did it anyway. Seek help. Because nobody knows I exist, because I speak too much truth and I'm right about everything. So the internet hates me. If I start waving a Palestinian flag and start screaming something about free Palestine, I'm sure I'll get 20,000, 100,000 views, but, educating people in a fun, playful manner, that doesn't sell. And by the way, you're still long the queues, right? Are they at 635 yet? The answer is no. So you're still long the queues. The only time you're selling now is 631.11 or 635. There's no in between. And soon the VWAP is going to be that level. So it's going to be even more important. Double top break, double top hold, new bull market. And if you are trading the quantum names, congratulations, right? RGTX, right? It's flirting with a reason to sell it. But the reason to sell it is right here, where it held before. There's the foe in the show, if you guys are still in. By the way, I know when we're going to get bearish the market again. When Mark Chalkin decides to say that he was wrong about these last 2 years, and he admits that he's inept, and he starts buying NVIDIA and the Qs, then we'll start shorting. And you know what? There's also another camp out there, and I know these are the another tribe of shorters out there. They're at least smarter than the other shorters who've already been annihilated. There's another group of shorters out there waiting for what they call the rug pull, right? So they're waiting, and they're thinking, oh, the bulls are getting set up. There's going to be a massive rug pull when it gets back to that double top. I'm just as curious. I can't wait to see what happens at 637. Obviously, if we break it, that'll be new generational lows when we start ripping past 650. But that's their last chance. They're all thinking that. And by the way, this is a massive faux show, bro. Obviously, in the entire market, you're witnessing right here. Classic, right? That's why multiple time frame VWAP is so important. You could see it better. But they're thinking, oh, when these Qs get to 537, there's going to be a rug pull. Sure. Because you know what's going to happen at 537? Right around 537, guess what? Netflix is going to report earnings, and they're going to be blowout. You know what's going to happen next? The SOX is going to go green. And then Palantir is going to report earnings, and they're going to be blowout. And then here comes Google. Oh, my God, what a sick report. They're going to have a blowout quarter. And then Microsoft, who everybody was writing off. Right, yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, it's done. Microsoft, yeah, it's done. Sure. When this thing's back at 480, up another 80 points, and the Qs are sitting there at 650, good luck. Good luck. So not only are we not going down, we're about to tack on another 75 points. because we're going to go into earnings season and Microsoft is going to crush everybody. You were probably writing off Tesla also, right? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like the stock's not going to be back to 750 within 6 months. Not only is it going to break 500, but it's going to tack on another 250 and do another 5-for-1 split. You know it. The trap was set. By the way, this is exactly the same Morgan Stanley trade. Listen, if you took the Morgan Stanley short, I'm proud of you. Because it's the same exact trade, boring as hell, but it actually reestablished itself. Same exact trade, 2 points. Probably all you're going to get. Yeah, they're legging in. But no, there is a camp that's waiting to reload at the all-time high. And listen, if you're bewildered if the market actually does sell off, we've just rallied from basically yearly lows to all-time highs. And this is now the 12th day. It's taken us 12 days. 12 days. Now we're in a 14% rally. First of all, good luck being a shorter. Second of all, it actually makes sense. Triple top, little rug pull. It's not going to correct. It's not going to go into a correction or a crash. We'll hit 537. We'll pull back 8 points. The morons will start getting excited, and then we'll rally another 60 within 3 days because it'll set them up again. The only time you're actually getting excited about being a shorter of the market, I'm saying ever again, orange line breaks. And that's 7 or 8 points away. And by the way, you see what I'm saying here? The blue line's trailing up to the price that's significant anyway. So that is really going to be the most significant price for today. And by the way, 3 years from now, when we have this exact repetition of events where the market was in the middle of a correction and then something happens to exaggerate the correction, don't forget this moment. Because I truly believe that this is the environment we're going to be in literally for the rest of my life. I'm 55. I'm not going to live forever. So the next 40 years, maybe I get to 95, still be doing this in the chat room, put my grandkids on my lap, or my great grandkids if I make it to 95. But all of this stuff will repeat again. That's why none of this was concerning to me because of what happened 3 months ago. When Israel and Iran were shooting rockets back and forth each other over the weekend, and I was scared shit because I was long. And I had some positions on. I was thinking, oh, man, here we go again. And the market gapped up that Monday. And right there, I was like, wow, we truly don't give a shit about anything. This market's completely disconnected from reality. It only pretends every once in a while. And here we are, right? Kicking ass. UVXY green for some reason, right? It's the only perplexing thing I could say about today. Did I say perplexing? Not perplexed. It's an eyebrow raise. That's about it. It's an eyebrow raise. And if you guys are still short UVXY, no, I didn't cover. I'm not covering. 42.50 on the stock, and I'm never getting out. I sold $111 calls for 15 bucks. I'm good. I actually sold a couple more at 8 the other day. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I sell naked calls on UVXY. And as long as you don't sell too many where you can't afford it to go against you, it's free money, my friends. So I usually start by going out 3 months at least. So we went out to September. Here are the 115s. Sold them at $8. I can cover them now at 3. It's 5 points. Not bad. And then we sold the January 115s. Wait a second, Holmes. I know you guys just showed the cues, right? You're crazy. I know you did. So here the 111s sold these for $14. $14, sold $13.85, sold the next day at 15 bucks, sold another one at 13 and change. I sold a couple more yesterday at 7. You know why? Because they're going to 0. And if they go against me, I don't care. They ain't going to 111. And let me tell you something. I'm not planning on letting this thing go all the way back to where I sold these. If we do start going down in the market, UVXY starts breaking 42.50, blah, blah, blah. But add this to your repertoire of trading. It really is free money. You're selling a disintegrating product on a disintegrating product that's guaranteed to go down. So if you have the time and the money, add this to what you're doing because it really is free. The only reason I got burned was I had, close to 400 of them, and it went 60 points against me. Do the math. That's 40,000 shares, 60 points against me. Fun night that was. So I'm glad all this played out the way it did. I hope you guys took some valuable lessons away from it. Again, the reason I'm good at what I do is the lessons that I've learned. There's not too many things the market can do that I haven't seen. And as I was explaining on March 31st, wait till you see how quickly we make this all back. This is still a little surprising. I thought we'd have a little struggle at the 603 area where we really started to accelerate to the downside, and it put up no resistance. You're not far from the station, so think of your identification. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I never can understand it. The way the system planned. There's no hope, no chance, no loophole, no escape for a sufferer man. I just the way that the Babylon planned it. Alright, to fight it, another one every day. I don't even know where that's coming from. I'm in a vortex right now. What the hell? Where's that music coming from? What the hell's going on here? Oh, now I can't. I'm in a loop. I was like, where the hell is that money? Where's that coming from? All right. What the hell are we doing now? I don't know. You know what time it is, right? It's 12 o'clock, kids. And I don't know. My stomach's suddenly killing me. Lactose intolerant. That's some mayo. So I don't even know what's happening in the next couple of days. I think we're schmoozing. I'm not even sure. What are we doing Friday? Cutting out of here early. Anybody in New York? Anybody come want to hang out? Got a really great band you want to hang out? It's a band called Lotus, and I'm friends with one of the main guitarists. And it's basically Fish, a little bit more instrumental, kind of like Goose. And if you like long guitar rips by very talented guitarists, Lotus is your band. And if anybody wants to come with me, it will be at the Brooklyn Bowl. It's a bowling alley, but they also is a venue for music. It's a pretty unique concept. It's a lot of fun. And let me go refresh my cup of coffee. And by the way, if anybody's still an Ion Q, you're a much better trader than I am. Saw that shit coming a mile away. I don't know why I didn't hold that one. But if you guys are in the what, let's go, people. And I'm not joking. The upside target on what, WATT, right, is 2750, then 39, then 43, then 80. So I'm digging this what trade. What? If you know, say what. Say what you want. Now we could use that song again. Say what? What? You know it. You love it. Let's get down before we say goodbye for lunch. If you're still in the hood, you're better than I am also. Sold that one 5 points ago. Listen, first of all, let me just remind you, don't short the Qs. You got at least $1.50 more to go, at least, right? The only place you're selling is 631.11, right? And it's coming up to being VWAP soon, right? Here we go, right? Just like I said. Now we got something really specific. So now that's the double bottom, the double top held. See, double top broke, came back, held it, rallied, came back, held it. This is where you guys were thinking about going short, and I told you not to. And now you've tacked on another 2.5 points. Get it now? Don't short stocks unless it's a fade, like Morgan Stanley. Right? You want to short stocks? Here. You were looking a short car, right? 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, and look what happened, right? All those shorters that thought they were onto something. Oh, this is definitely it. This stock's a piece of shit. It's going to go to zero. How about a 50-point rip in your face? In your dumb face. Good luck being a shorter. You see what I'm saying here, folks? Right? I'm the drill sergeant you need in your life. An emotionally scarred, post-traumatic stress shorter. I know what I'm doing, and I know what I'm talking about. Don't get in the way of the market. When it sells off, it's going to be fantastic. That ain't today. Might probably not going to be tomorrow. And then we got tech earnings, and they're all going to be blowout quarters. If you don't think the market's if you don't think the Qs are going to 700 right now, explain to me why. And if the answer is, well, we just rallied way too much too quickly, that's never a reason. Remember, nobody even bought in yet. The shorts haven't even covered all their losses yet. We're about to lift off. And if I'm wrong about that, who cares? We already made all this money already. But don't get in the way. That's like shorting quantum stocks right now. You waited 6 months for the move, right? And this is how shorters think. Oh, these quantum stocks are bullshit. This is just a dead cat bounce. All right, I'm going to start shorting now. Right. As it breaks out and has a double bottom faux show bro rip. And they're like, wow, it just rallied from 14 to 19. How much higher can this go? It can go to 24 and then 100 by next week. Wake the fuck up. Sorry to get aggressive with you, but never making the same mistakes I've made, ever. All this market is built now to do is crush shorters. So maybe now, finally, the guy in the back, you get it. When I say the market never goes down, now do you get it? You just lived it. It was pretty apparent when I was saying the market's going down because I was short. Long SQQ, short the Qs, even long UVXY, for God's sakes, for the first time ever. That's how bearish I was. And then, boop, like I said it would happen, they'll flip the switch, the shorting will be over, and we'll make it Jerry Orbach before you even know what's going on. And here we are. And this is the way it's going to play out until it stops. So now this is the way it plays out. 2018, you saw it. COVID, you saw it. The Cathie Wood blow off top, you saw it. So, and this is where the shorter, right? There's three kinds of shorters. The annoyed trader that never buys stocks, who just short stocks because he's pissed that he's not involved in the bull market, loser. The shorter that's a little bit smarter, who stalks the trade and says, all right, this one's gone up too far, too fast, loser. And then there's the real delusional trader who's just thinks everything's going to zero and that every move up is going to be met with an equal and greater move to the downside, which is completely irrelevant, completely irresponsible, because that never happens. Loser. They're all losers. I was the king of the losers. That's why I know. And the losers now are looking at this quantum name and they're thinking, oh, 5 points on a $14 stock. This thing's going to roll over and die tomorrow. No, it's going to break out and rip 40%. And then they'll reload up here like the morons they are. And that's when it really starts to rip. That's why, well, let me go check on the Qs. Oh, where are they? Oh, new highs? Where do you think they're going? Just like yesterday, you knew where they were going. You just got to sit back and wait. You don't want to be patient. Why? The market already programs is already programmed in where it's going to go. Just wait for the money. And now, my friends, you have seen. Look at the VWAP. Now the VWAP is the most significant spot, which I've already told you was the most significant. And this is the Zach Hurwitz moment. So when I started talking about VWAP, when I started trading VWAP, it was because somebody his name was Zach Hurwitz, who was a member of our room, was already a disciple of Ryan Shannon. And as I was drawing my red lines, Zach said, you know, you're trading VWAP and somehow you're trading multiple time frame VWAP almost by like default and second nature. And I was like, well, who cares about VWAP, first of all? And he said, apparently you do. And it's because the way I was trading was already VWAPian. I didn't even know it because all I trade is price, specific prices, like this moment right here, where we double bottomed and rallied, broke there and tested it. Now that is the VWAP where I already drew the line. Welcome to the Zach Hurwitz moment. So the more you draw the lines and the roadmaps, VWAP comes into play. The red lines that I taught you on Saturday, it's just significant moments where something happened once before. Roadmap, 1 minute, multi-day VWAP will keep you on the right side of every trade for the rest of your days. Bank of America. Bank of America, same exact trade as the Morgan Stanley. Didn't do this one because I was on the Morgan Stanley and missed the Bank of America. Wonderful short. 54. You didn't have to pick the high. It was actually a short from 55 with a 40-cent risk. But if you waited for the VWAP break, you got short 54.73, and you got your, you got your measly buck out of it. But then look, the confirmation of it being a short, there it is. The inability to get over VWAP and test it from on top. You got there, tested it from the bottom, and failed. And then where'd you go? You went right back to the prior day VWAP because, say it, because the market's rigged to these prices. You think these are coincidences that it goes to the blue, back to the orange, back to the blue? Yeah, just a coincidence that I show you every day how it all pans out. Yeah, it's only been a coincidence for over 13 years that these trades are working this well and we're navigating the market as good as we do. It's just a coincidence. It's a little bit of knowledge and wisdom from the ass kicking that I've had and a full admission that I know nothing really, and I'm just following the price action. And I've seen this price action before. After a correction, we rally so much more than anyone ever expects. And here it is again. The same exact setup, same exact story. The news was different because the new story was, oh, the war and the oil. There's always something. There's always something. Plus, if you go back, seriously, we had an unprecedented black swan event that nobody thought would ever happen in our lifetime, a pandemic where we had to stay in our homes. And that bear market lasted for 2.5 weeks and gave birth to the biggest rally ever. Did that make sense to anybody at the time? But then if you think, all right, the government owns the market, they're not letting it go down anymore, algorithms kick in, next thing you know, buy program, and that's how it happens. So as these morons, right, are probably shorting quantum stocks because they finally had an up move, that's why they're getting their asses kicked. and QBTS and RGTI and IonQ. Remember, guys, it's only this is day 3. And again, maybe tomorrow you'll find some selling, but generally you get, when you do find bottoms, you have 3 phenomenal days. Like the Oracle, like the Coinbase, like the Hood. You're in day 3, so maybe we do run out of a little steam soon, maybe tomorrow. But if you make it past 3, then you generally get 6 days. And that's when you start talking about stocks that are already up 40% off their lows, like Rigatoni, right? There's the bottom on the 31st, right? Then you tested, and then you broke. And that's when I was like, all right, Quantum's next. We're breaking over that monthly VWAP. Let's go. And now here's your Quantum trade. Now, the fun part is that these mooks up here, they're going to start shorting the market like idiots. And that's going to power the market. It's going to power this thing up the other 5 points, probably tomorrow, as they get crushed again and again and again and again. And if you don't know that movie, go watch Gladiator, God damn it. And again and again and again. My friend is Tim Palmieri. Yes. Do you know Tim Palmieri? Tim Palmieri. Yeah, that dude rips. The show is Friday night, Brooklyn Bowl. $30. Can't really. I mean, we're actually, the tickets only cost $30. When's the last time you paid $30 to see a show? By the way, OQ's new highs. Listen, I'm not getting off the air until we hit 6:35. But if you are in the area, as a matter of fact, we got, if you guys are in the area of New York, we got DJ Smike's event next Friday. Next Friday. That would be, I think, the 24th. And hang on, I got to make a quick phone call, but I'm hanging out for a little bit longer. Just hang on. Okay, so now we're 60 cents away from the call, 635, right? This is where you're supposed to be making the money, right? So anybody that asked me earlier, is it still good to get in the queues? I repeated, well, they're still going to 632.50. And if they break 632.50, they're going to 635. So by default, you're still in this trade. And by the way, when they get to 635 and you sell some, you're not selling anymore. You're not selling at all because you're expecting another 65 points from here. Don't sell it all. Did you just say 65 points, Kenny? Yes. We're about to go up 10%. It's 65 points, maybe in the next 3 to 4 days. Why would you sell? The only reason you're selling now is to lighten up on this amazing trade. Nobody's shorting. Nobody's buying puts. Nobody's shorting. Nobody's buying puts. You should be in calls. You should be TQQ long. And if anything you're shorting, it's SQQ. By the way, rigatoni new highs, people. Rigatoni new highs, RGTX, Q's new highs, right? Same trades as before. What? That's the only thing that's sold off. But listen, if you just got stopped out at 22.50, great. Revisit it tomorrow or the next day when it's. And again, the easy thing for momentum stocks is you buy them just like Bird. You buy them when they break new highs, right? So right now, if you just sold Watt on the way down at 22.50, you just got stopped out. Congratulations, you're in from 20. Not bad, right? When do you buy it back? Well, the next faux show, bro, is a good start, or when it breaks 23.65, because momentum will kick back in, and this thing will rip again, right? Just like Ion Q, just like Rigatoni. Don't sell these stocks right now. You just lift it off. The shorters just reloaded, and you're on the other side of their trade. Good. Just like the Qs. Don't sell. Make them pay. Make them pay up. You want to sell? Sell at $24. Hood 87.50 to 90, right? Coinbase, where's it going? 200, and then eventually that's going to start breaking out like we were waiting for 3 weeks ago, right? All they did was chop it, right? We had a wonderful faux show, bro, swing trade. And never in a million years did I think this stock would come back to test those levels. And there they were. Look at that. Bully for us. Back in. I mean, I'm not in anymore, but you got clear path right back to that 210 again. And this time it won't be held back. It'll probably break the 220 and you'll get the 250 out of it. But RGTX, friends, RGTX. Gave it to you this morning. Reiterated my buy on the quantums. Day 3 of the rally. Hopefully you guys are making money. Hopefully you didn't short the Qs. Hopefully you didn't buy UVXY. Don't cover. They're short. That was like a little buying. Somebody decided to hedge. It'll be at 36 and then 0. And again, if you're nervous, right? Oh, Q's just didn't go to 530, 635. You want to get out? Most of us are short from the 50s, right? Be my guest. I can't force you to do anything, but hopefully I forced you to stay long in the Q's this whole time. Hopefully I forced you to hold the Q's. And if you're dying to get out, go ahead. Yeah, you got 634.57. Sorry. I was off by 38 cents, so 50 cents. You're probably still going to get there. But if you're dying to sell, right? Now you just use the VWAP as one, or that range where we broke from, faux showed, is a new specific area. And that's tight. That's only 50 cents away. You're dying to sell? There you go. Use the double bottom 633. And that goes for all these names. You're in RGTX, right? You just raise your stop to where we broke from. That'll keep you in the trade, right? Remember, your target on RGTX now is $50. So give yourself some room. This is now a swing trade also. You're not selling the stock. Give yourself 82 cents. If it breaks 26, you're out. Nah, give it $1. 25.86 right there. Breaks there, you sell it. If not, you're in for life. Life. That's how swing trades happen. You get in at a good price. Why sell? You sell some, and now you're ripping. Don't sell it. Just remember what happened to Rambus, right? I mean, this thing went from I'm about to dump it and eat the whole freaking trade, miserable. And next thing you know, faux show, bro, 1 year VWAP break, and it tacks on a cool 40 points, which, by the way, I did sell 100 shares at 120. Finally. You're telling me the stock? Nobody in their right mind, not even me, thought this thing was about to reverse and tack on 40 points. It's insane, really, to ever think you're going to make money on any shorting on any extended period of time when you're getting 40-point rips in your face. Look what Hood's about to do, right? Good luck being a shorter. I mean, if the SOXL doubling hasn't opened your eyes to the folly of the shorter, I don't know what does. Look at that move. That's an index. That's an ETF doubling. It really is incredible. And on that note, I'm out of here. Be careful out there, folks. You know where your stops are. Don't let any of these trades turn into losses. I don't think that's even you couldn't possibly be that irresponsible. Just raise your stops. You're nervous about being long up here after a monster 14% rally? You got a reason not to be nervous, just to be aware that we are. It's not a far-fetched concept to give back some of this move. We just rallied from 555 to 635 in 11 days. And I'll tell you something. I'll secretly tell you this. I hope the freaking market sells off right now because I'm dying. I want out. I want out. But I want a reason. I want out. I want to free up some cash. I don't want to be long the queues. It's my dad's business. And by the way, now you know why Big Al never sells, right? Shit. This time he didn't buy more on the way down. By the way, my dad did sell Oracle around $210. And listen, if you're shorting the Qs right now, I'm with you, baby. I hope you're right. This is it. This is the big one right here. All you maniacs have been waiting. You finally just got a real reason. You see the candle up there? And the prior low hit, and then a prior low, and then it consolidated, and then you hit prior low, and now you're here. There's actually a reason to be selling now. And if you want to sell your long, there was your first reason. Second reason, blue line. Third reason, you're fired. But if you're thinking about going short, that would be it. This is it. You better be short right the hell now. It probably still won't work out for you, but if you're going to be that crazy, 634 with a 50-cent risk, on just full disclosure, I'm not doing that. But I just sold. And I'm not selling the rest unless we break 631.40. But I'm certainly not shorting. Sometime in the year 2029, probably when we start shorting the Qs again. What year is this? Are we 26 or 27? What year is this? 2026, right? Yeah, we're still good. We got, I'm not even joking around. We're still on the course that I was saying that's going to get us to 1,043 on, what was it, April? I forgot the date. But none of that matters, because if you're shorting the Qs right now, I'm rooting for you because you're seeing it right. You finally got a reason. Little shelf broke right there. You got to a major, major area. You want to try to play this 2-point pullback? Go ahead, you crazy bastards. Perfect. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. 1:30 to 3:30. Perfect. All right, I'm doing my card ripping. My stomach's suddenly feeling just nasty. But I don't know. I think it's the bull market's lasted too long. I swear to God, I'm physically ill when the market goes up too many days in a row. I think it got to me today. And by the way, if you are shorting right now, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. It's probably still not going to work, but at least you had a moment right there. There's just too much green on the screen right now. All right, even better. If you are short right now, I'm going to walk away, get up from the desk, go enjoy the sunshine, eat some breakfast, do whatever I got to do. But I spent way too much time today, Morgan, on that Morgan Stanley short. But listen, right now, like I said, it worked once. I should have done this trade twice because if it works, at least it worked. Yeah, boring. Yeah, you're trying to make more than 2 points on a $191 stock. But now it's 4 points collectively. So the reason I do Glick's picks the way I do is I show you the charts because I want to make you perfectly clear that the trade's set up again for you. And this is a perfect scenario where we shorted it, got paid a little bit, got stopped out, went to the price above where I shorted it earlier, rolls over, breaks the price is where I shorted it earlier, that 192.78 area. Could have gone at 193.78 this time. And then you got the rollover, and the VWAP consolidation led to a breakdown. That's the big difference. That's a massive difference. And now it's still a short until it breaks back over the VWAP. So if you did revisit the Morgan Stanley, it's not bad. It's a day's pay. So if you're out there, friend, did I answer all your questions? I think I answered why your charts look different than mine. You were on a whole different system. So you had Trading View. I think we answered that question. The charts you're looking at are Thinkorswim. Solid, our wonderful algorithmic juggernaut. He's created some scripts for other platforms. You'd have to talk to him about that. And I believe soon are we doing the Tuesdays at 1? We're gonna do like a spin-off soon. I don't know if that's actually happening yet. You'd think I would know, right? Anybody still awake? Did you all take a nap? Everybody all right? What's the symbol for shorting UVXY? UVXY. Oh no, the other one SVXY. But generally, I'm more of a short UVXY caller. I short the calls, which is just a safer way of doing it because you could have them go against you without really having the option go against you. All right, if you are short, and good luck. I'm not, but I'm looking forward to dumping this trade and just saying we just won on another swing trade. Still long the Qs, and I'm not getting out unless they break VWAP. So just sold a little bit more. I'm down to the last of it, but I'm not selling. Normally I would give it to the multi-day, but I'm not letting it go down that low. All right. And by the way, instead of sending emails to Mary and the people at Stock Market Media, ask these questions in the room. That's what I'm here for. I'm generally here 4 hours every day, if not more. Ask these questions. I'd rather explain to you live so I could show you exactly what we're talking about on the fly. And Casey, thank you very much. Is that your real eyeball? Casey Kasem. Bye. And by the way, if you are into baseball cards, what I was supposed to be doing an unboxing. We got some 2026 Heritage, which is the 1977 top set. If you really want to get nerdy with me, baseball cards was my first love. That's what got me involved in the stock market. Same concepts, speculation and selling into strength. I used to go to the baseball card shows. Was my first business with my buddy, and it is now completely morphed into really. It's almost like lottery meets the stock market now. So the concept is that baseball cards were dead because of the steroid era, but they've resurrected themselves by creating this lottery where they have baseball cards that have pieces of bats and t-shirts and game worn stuff embedded in the card, and they make them and they randomly insert them into the packs. So not only are you building your set like the old days, but you're getting all these random inserts that are valuable, and then people rate them and grade them. You have autographs and all this stuff. It is really It is, oh my God, the short and the Qs is working. Good going. I'm rooting for you. So I'll sit here. I'll walk you through this. Did anybody actually short the Qs? I know you got. I know you're out there dying to short them, right? And listen, I just sold some. So if I'm selling some, be my guest. There you go. You see the difference, friends? You see how I changed my attitude in a flash? Little blow off top. We got close. I mean, how close could we get? I thought 530, 635. We got there. We were off by 45 cents. But then you got the little blow off candle. Oop, prior low hot, prior low gets broken. Uh-oh. Then a range gets broken and tested and a roll. So now you got yourself a finger of God going on right now. And this is where you generally get a VWAP retrace. But if you are shorting, remind yourself that shorting is short-lived and you're still going to die. And you should be covering already because it's about to hit that 60 through that 60 to 32.50. But if it breaks the 32.50, you should be on your way to a nice, wonderful VWAP retrace. And look what time it's happening. At the time it should be happening. Now, this is great because things that should happen don't always happen. But why are we selling off now? Because in the bull markets, we generally rally 11:30, 11:45. By 11:45 to 12, we're topping out. And then we have a reversion trade to the VWAP to test the true strength of the market, which usually holds and creates the rally into the end of the day. And holy shit, it's working out. And I know you're thinking, oh, I don't want to be short UVXY anymore, Kenny. Oh, relax. Cover it if you want. I'm not getting out until it breaks 42.50. Now, if you just shorted the Qs right up there, you should be taking the profit already. Don't get crazy now. I mean, you're just looking for that extra dollar to the downside. Let's see if you even get it. But you see how I got no problem to, if you give me a proper setup, I'll take a trade. By the way, I'm not short. I sold some. I'm still long. I'm still rooting for it to go down. I want out. It's a great trade. I want out. But I ain't selling unless it breaks the 31.50. But if you're already shorting it, all right, you had a reason. You got head, shoulder, roll, range break, testing that range now from underneath. If this fails again, you should get another dollar to the downside. Easy. And then if that doesn't hold, then you got the original stop, which is only 30 cents underneath. And then right there. And you've become a professional trader, taken long into a short. And I'm rooting for you. And when is the market actually going to start to sell off again, if you believe it's going to? And I think we are still going to stay in this trading range. It's a lovely trading range, right? The day we gap up and everybody's complacently bullish, and it could be today, right? Because now you got it, right? You got to the target, albeit I missed by 35 cents. Sorry. But now you're out. You sold some, right? It doesn't take a genius to understand that we should go down. We just rallied from 555 to 635 in 11 trading days. You don't think the Qs are due to pull back 8 or 9 points? Of course they are. And where does it start from? Gaps and profit taking. The profit taking becomes more profit taking. The shorts just got encouraged. Now I could feel them. I know what they're doing. They just got short. They go, thank God we didn't break 635. But they're nervous, and they're going to cover real quickly. They're just trying to make some of the money back. They just got annihilated on the last 11 days, 12 days now. Well, 13 days, I guess. But now you're seeing the market exactly how this is the normal bull market activity. Rally, faux show, bro, crush shorts for 3 hours, retrace. And what usually happens, this moment here, this little tiny retracement, gives the Bears a little bit more encouragement, and then they inevitably get smoked later on today. But maybe today will be a little bit different because we did get to the major target up there at 635. And if it breaks VWAP now, so first you got to get to the VWAP, right? Where you should be covering a little bit. Then if it breaks and goes to 631 and then tries to get over the 631.50 and fails, then you're on to something. Then you start thinking retrace to 630. If 630 doesn't hold, suddenly you're talking orange line. And that's how trades develop. By the way, is anybody short? It's not bad. I mean, you got your 2, right? As long as you get 2 points out of a QQQ trade, that's good. It's when you're sitting there and it's grinding around the dollar range, nothing to do. At least that's actually not a bad follow through. 634 got you 632. Yeah, so let's go back to that conversation. Baseball cards, yeah. If you like cards, I mean, this new set of cards is absolutely, well, again, I get excited about things that some people don't get excited about. Coins and cards, toys. But what I'm really excited about right now is everybody took the short opportunity right here on the cues. I'm serious. I'm rooting for you. You got it right. You're nailing it. Don't get excited. Cover right now. A couple of lots. You just got the VWAP retrace. Kiss back. There it is. Now you cover a little bit. Because for all you know, that's all you're going to get. But you look over at UVXY. UVXY is giving you permission to believe. Right? And look at this trade developing. And now I'm about to sell my cues, and I hope it goes down, obviously, once I sell my long here in 7 seconds. 7, 8. Oh, still got it. Now, why am I rooting for the market to go down? Because I'm selling my long, and the last thing I want to see is what happened to me on Bird when I sell, and it just rips up without me. So hopefully when I sell these last cues, we tank because that's what I want. And then hopefully we go down to 627.50. Hopefully go to 600. So I could do it. I could do this whole trade all over again. But right now you're seeing this is just typical bull market VWAP reversion trade. And it's fantastic, right? There you go. You got paid. Congratulations. By the way, you know it's not a coincidence that you're getting this big green candle off the blue line because that's the program. Now, if this green candle annihilates you and forces you to get out, which is the 62.50 now, that would suck, especially if you're short. But if this green candle doesn't get up here, and then the next roll, you got a double bottom VWAP break. Hello. And you should get a little bit more out of this. But again, VWAP retrace in a bull market quite often is all you're going to get. So be careful. So anyway, I don't know what happened to my screen, but where'd it go? God damn you, VWAP bounce, right? Man, it's just amazing how this whole market's so rigged. I mean, it's never been this blatant. It really hasn't. The fat fingers and all that stuff, and just the retrace, all this stuff. It's so good. It's so good when it hits your lips. So good. By the way, how shitty are the Yankees and the Mets, right? I tell you. They're maybe 500 baseball teams. Yankees start out like unstoppable. They're the worst team in the league now. Can't even get a hit. They're garbage. Unbelievable. I'm already up $2,000 for the year betting against them. They stink. Mets are even worse. I've never seen a team like just completely dormant. I mean, wow. So bad. Well, anyway, tomorrow on the broadcast, we'll be ripping some hobby boxes on the 2026 Heritage. The hobby box is the one that has you have a better chance of all those lotto tickets. So I don't know if when you were a kid, when I was a kid, a box of baseball cards would cost, I think, $18. They were 25 cents a pack. This box of cards right here, because of all the inserts and all the fancy stuff they put in, this box of cards, which I believe is just. And by the way, this is my favorite. This is the first year I started collecting cards. That's why special place in my heart. They take the old card and put the new players on them. Anyway, pretty cool. This card right here, if you can get it in PSA 10, apparently it's worth $8,000. The red autograph, again, if you know what you're looking for. But these boxes that used to cost us $20 maybe, $163 I paid for this thing. What the hell's wrong with me? But that's the price. $163. But I think it's 20 packs of 20 cards each. Holy shit. Who's kids buying this? I mean, I remember having to borrow money from my parents to do a paper route to buy my baseball cards. You need a full-time job to buy baseball cards now. It's sick. But anyway, I bought like 8 boxes, all kinds of varieties. My buddy's going to come over. He's a card raider. We're going to do an unboxing on TikTok and YouTube. Anyway, you see what the Qs just did? It gave you hope, you psychos. Look at that. Look at that. They tried to get you, but your stop was the half. Look at that. I might have to join you on the short now. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That was wonderful for you shorters, man. That 3-candle bounce and you didn't get back over the half. And by the way, if you haven't covered, you better cover now. Because if it doesn't roll now, you're in trouble. And again, in this market, we could literally just consolidate here for the next 2.5 hours. So I'll leave you on that. Be careful. I'm rooting for you. Hopefully, I'm selling my Qs right now. My trade's done. All right, lickety split. We're done. I'm done. I'm out of Qs long. So now I want the market to crash. I'm back, baby. I'm back. I own no Qs. I'm free. I want to be free to do what I want to do. I want to trade earnings reversals and get loaded. Have a good time. And if you don't know that movie, come on, people. What exactly do you want to do? I want to get loaded. Have a good time.
Just what is it that you want to do?
Well, we want to be free. We want to be free to do what we want to do. And we want to get loaded. And we want to have a good time. And that's what we're going to do.
Well, wait, baby, let's go.
We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a party.
All right, this one's going out to all you delusional shorters. I'm rooting for you. I just sold my Qs, and I hope they tank to 5 to, yeah, I hope they tank to 555. I don't care. You guys have a great rest of the afternoon. Hopefully our hero Solid Gel will be around. If not, I'll be back at 3 o'clock. I don't feel so hot, but I'm feeling a lot better now that the market sold off 2 points. Anyway, it's been a great run. What a sick 3 or 4 months. If you're just joining us, this is it. I've been navigating the markets better than I've ever done in my entire life, and I'm going to plan on continuing to do it like this. But there is a point, my friends, where you got to get the hell up out of the desk. And like I said, you're 20 cents away from getting paid on the short right now, because now you just got back to the 63.11. You break it, hopefully you get to the 630, and next thing you know, you got another nice little trade here. Brought to you by Price Action and Understanding Market Mechanics. And this one is Primal Scream, if you didn't know it. There it is, 63.11. Now break it, you bastard. With some gusto. Come on. Come on. Come on, Ringo. Come on, Ringo. Give it up. There you go. Come on. Now scare the shit out of everybody. Let's give the whole day back. Let's Jerry all back the whole fucking thing. Let's go. All right. Hope you guys made some money on that quick little short there. But again, 62.50 is the line in the sand now. Glad you got 63.11 out of it. All right. Be careful on this trade, folks. Seriously. But I'm rooting for you. I'm out of the queues. I got pretty much no swing trades on right now, except I am still short the UVXY with my calls. I got short strangles on the TQQ and the SQQ. And I did sell 100 shares of Rambus right now, still long the Rambus. And that's where we're at. All right. I'll catch you this afternoon. Be careful. Be smart. Stay healthy. And I love you. Bye.